All right, guys, so here we go. We got a little experimental slash test video going here. The amp that we're going to run is a one drive and two 2879C. Two 2879Cs being pushed by one 2290 in a 5-pill large cabinet here. So they usually come in the smaller 2-pill cabinet. This one's in the 5-pill, so a little bit special. And we're going to drive it as requested with a stock TRE top one. Now, I just took this one out of the box, and yes, it is off frequency out of the box. So something to be aware of. Sometimes if you buy a brand new stock radio, you haven't paid anybody to touch it, that's one of the risks that you're taking, okay? Doesn't matter where you buy it from. I've got 8 of these here right now, and I just picked a random one, and this one just so happens to be off frequency. So something to think about when you're a consumer is if you buy these radios from somewhere, not peaked, not tuned, not aligned, what have you, this is what you might end up with, okay? But what the main focus of this video is going to be, we want to test this amp with a stock radio, and I'm actually going to do a comparison to this stock TRE top one compared to our bench radio, tuned, performance tuned, whatever you want to call it, Uniden PC66XL. So I always get questions about running stock radios with amps, and it's something that I do not recommend people do. I try to tell people, hey, if you want the best performance, get a tuned up radio, somebody knows what they're doing, or somebody halfway knows what they're doing. And look, radio warmed up and it's on frequency. Ain't that something? You guys saw it happen live on camera. We'll see the difference in this radio, which has not been touched, aside from me taking it out of the box, versus, the little cheap, inexpensive, 30-year-old Uniden over there that's had a tune done to it in variable power. So what I want to do first, I have preset the RF power, but we're going to check it anyway. What I want to do first, let's just get a ballpark output test on a radio. We're going to be on AM. We've got a 50-watt slug, so we're going to be looking at the middle scale. This is our carrier that we're hoping to put into the amp. About 1 3/4. Now look at the average power. Audio. It'll whistle to maybe 2.5. And I'm not pulling any kind of trickery on you guys. The mic gain is at 3 o'clock, but it's not going to matter if we turn it wide open. It might whistle to 3 watts from 1 3/4. Now, if we want to check our PEP, or peak power, some people care about it, some people don't. Check. See how that meter is kind of struggling? Audio, and audio is even worse. Hello, check. It's being extremely limited. You can tell that modulation limiter is really, really holding this type of radio back. Hello, audio, check. It's just struggling. I mean, if you want to hear it through another radio, let's see, I didn't even plan on doing this, but hello. I mean, our audio is very low. Audio, check, audio. Okay, so that's just to show you, hasn't had a NPC mod, super mod, optimized tune, whatever you want to refer to it as, has not had any of that done to it. That's what you get, brand new radio out of the box. Most of them are going to perform that way. Now, what we've done now, we've got our 1,000-watt slug in, and we're going to turn our little one drive and two on, and we'll adjust our dead key if we need to. We're at 14.8 volts. A little bit undervolted for the amp. Pretty ideal for the radio. But let's see what we get. 1,000-watt slug. We're going to be looking at the bottom scale here. Okay, that's acceptable. We got about 100-watt, 95 to 100-watt dead key with 1 3/4 going in. Let's see what happens. Hello. Barely pulls forward to about 140 average. Now, it does pull forward when we're audioing into it, but let's just say we're just going to talk normal. Yeah, radio check 1 2 3, radio check 1 2 3, audio, radio. What? Going from 100, maybe 95 to 110, 115? Let's check it on the clamp meter. Hello? Remember what I say about how average power directly correlates to the amount of current you draw. You guys are seeing it right here. Hello. So 22 amps audio into 24.5 amps. Let's see what it does PEP, or peak power. Audio. So it's audio into 500. And if we do our little check, almost 600, about 575, 585. Now, can you run this amp like this? Sure, you can, but we're going to unplug this radio here in a second and hook up the unit in, and you guys tell me what you think. We'll look at the clamp meter. We won't just look at the watt meter. We'll look at the clamp meter, the watt meter, and we'll just see how it kind of reacts on the meter all together. And you guys tell me what you think about a tuned radio versus running a stock radio. Again, you can run it like this. And also, I'd like to add, folks that talk on sideband, it's not going to be as big a difference on sideband as it is on AM, because you don't really have a carrier on a sideband. It's you know, all modulation sideband is, so a little bit different. Still, I recommend getting your radios tuned by somebody, performance tuned, you know, modulation mods done to it, whatever you want to get done. You guys will see the difference here in a second. All right, enough chitter chatter. Let's pause the video. I got to undo the jumper, the mic, and the power cord, and we will be right back. I'm gonna pause the video, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are back. We have unhooked, excuse me if I can talk, the TRE Top 1 that was stock. This is our little Uniden 66 XL. This is actually my spare one. Still haven't got the other one repaired and up and going yet, so we're using the spare 66 XL that we usually test our low drive amps and stuff with. Has a variable power right here, has been tuned, optimized, what have you. Let's just see how it does by itself first. We're back to having our 50 watt slug in, and if you remember, we set our dead key on the TRE Top 1 at about 1 3/4, so we're looking at the middle scale. That's about 1.5 watts, maybe 1 3/4, something like that. Oh, 10 watts average. Remember how our other radio just barely pulled forward? Ooh, audio. Check, audio 1 2 3, audio 1 2 3, audio. There you go. And let's see the PEP. PEP, good for you, good for me. Audio, check. Audio, radio, check 1 2 3, audio, radio, check 1 2 3, audio. So on this slug, it shows about 40 PEP. On my other 50, it'll show about 35 or so. But we want to use the same slug for both radios. So that's what we're working with, guys. Next thing we'll do, we're going to put our 1000 in, and we're going to test this amp. Again, all tests are done on a dummy load, if I need to remind anybody of that. Perfect resonant load. And what I want to do before we do anything is set our dead key to be the same as what it was before. Okay, so there we go. About 95 watts, 100 watts is what we were at before. And let's just jump over to the clamp meter real quick. We have not changed our voltage, by the way. Hello. There you guys go. Our dead key's a little lower. Hello. Almost 50 amps. Okie dokie. Let's see how that translates to the watt meter here. Hello. Is it even close? That's average power. Hello. Golly bomb. Hello. Audio. 300 easy. If we want to throw our voice doing over 300 average PEP, this thing's about to take off. Peak power, bottom scale. Radio, audio, 650, 645, 6 1/4, whatever you want to call it. Easily. What's this? Audio check 1 2 3. Audio check 1 2 3. Audio 1 2 3. Audio 1 2 3. Audio. I mean, it's easily doing it. So you guys be the judge. Which would you rather run if you're picking something to run? I'm telling you right now, it's not a matter of opinion. If you had this radio versus the stock radio, and you line them up side by side, two separate stations in the pretty much same location, same antennas, everything, that 200 more watts of average power is going to run all over that other radio. You're literally drawing 25 more amps of power, of current, than we were with the stock radio. I mean, that translates to raw horsepower over the air. Forget the PEP, okay? We could make the other one show almost 600 watts PEP. You know, we're showing 650 here. That's not what is going to be the difference maker. The difference maker is the average power and how this radio is able to modulate from 1 3/4 watts dead key to 10 watts average, whereas the other one is struggling to pull forward to 3.5 watts. Now, after that other radio is tuned up, it'll do more than this radio after it's been tuned up. But as a stock radio, there's just too big a difference. You know, that's why I try to encourage people not to just run stock radios. You know, the guy I'm doing this video for, or that I was testing that radio and this amp for, he's wanting to do it for a specific reason. That's fine. But for most people, I mean, I just want to take this video a step further and show you the difference of why you should be running a tuned radio. Now, you don't have to get one from me. You know, there's all kinds of other options out there. I'm not saying you have to buy a radio from me to get this kind of performance. But it makes a difference, guys. I mean, there's people out there that are naysayers. You know, they'll say, oh, you don't want to do NPC mods, modulation mods, and stuff like that. Stay away from it. Whatever. That's one train of thought, but I'm showing you the difference that it makes right here. You know, double the current pulled, triple the amount of average power almost. I mean, we went from doing, 115 average to doing 300 plus average. No-brainer to me. Let me know what you guys think. As always, appreciate it, everybody. Rooster in Tennessee, roostercb.com. See you, bye.